welcome to Chilliwack, everybody, and happy Canada Day. Hope everyone is doing well, and thank you for joining me today. Hopefully, you enjoyed our Canadian anthem at the start. Um, so I'm really glad to be here. I thought don't usually stream on Saturday, but I'm coming up to the end of my holiday off, and with it being Canada Day, I figured I would stream early today. So here I am. Um, so I spruced up my stream a little bit um, in the festivities for today. And also we are on a Canadian map, Chilliwack, to see what we can do. And hope everybody enjoys the gameplay today. In the spirit of Canada Day, one of the tractor manufacturers, Versal, has generously leased me at a discount price tractor to accomplish some of our work today. So we're going to get to plowing. We got several fields to look at, to take care of. Some of the local farmers want us to do some plowing on their fields, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that. So hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. I've got some new audio changes here. Another playlist for everybody to enjoy. So happy Canada Day, everybody. So let's get into our new piece of equipment here. All right. Hello, the Sim Guy. Welcome. It's Canada's birthday today. How are you doing, my friend? Oh, like I said, the local dealership got me this big bad boy. I am doing well. How about yourself? I'm just a little bit tired. I don't usually stream this early in the morning. Usually I'm more of an afternoon kind of person. But that's okay. I went with, I got stronger blend of tea today. Usually I take like kind of a fruity tea or something, or some weird concoction, but today I got some black tea mixed in with some Earl Grey, so should help with getting the caffeine kicked in to wake me up a little bit. So did you get my link there? I sent you a link on Discord. I only found out about that, I think, yesterday when I was getting things set up for today's stream, because my Elgato Steam Deck needed an update. And then I noticed that they were talking about mobile version. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. People can install the software on their tablet or phone. So I thought I would send that to you. I sent it to a few other people that don't have an Elgato Stream Deck, but they have mobile devices, so that way people can test out the Stream Deck without buying one, and they can put it on their mobile device to get a better idea of what's going on. Okay, cool. I haven't read too much on it. I just took a glance at it and I was like, oh, I gotta get this link out, so. But I am really enjoying my Stream Deck myself, so I pretty much stream with it all the time and I enjoy it. I know the Farm Sim guy has one. I'm not sure if Argsy Gaming has one yet. I think he might have one. But someone that's not sure about if it's good for them for streaming, I think going the mobile route is at least a good first step to trying it out and seeing if it's right for them when they're streaming. That's how I look at it anyways. Oh, let me just take a look here and see what we have on Discord. I'll be right back, guys.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up our love friends, fill up the car to live best because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The truck's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance on our own.
Alright.
We came to party all night long.
I'm back. There we go. Yes, I see the messages there. So that's good. The map is updated, so that's cool. And of course the other tidbit. So that's cool. I think you're going to enjoy it. The Stream Deck can incorporate like a lot of different things off of the computer, and there's a lot of plugins as well. Like, you don't have to use the plugins, but there's a lot of features that you can get from the plugin store that's free, and it just makes life so much easier overall. Like, you can program Discord channels into it and audio settings. You can run a media player off of it. So I just enjoy it a lot. What else was I going to mention before I get too off course here? If anyone is interested in a mobile PC to play Farming Simulator 22, maybe they don't want to buy a large desktop PC that's a gaming PC, because sometimes they can get a little tad expensive. You might want to look at the Valve Steam Deck. Currently they have taken 20% off of their price tag for the Steam Deck. So a good majority of their Steam library is available on the Steam Deck. And they also have a 20% discount on any games that are properly formatted for the Steam Deck. So you can check that out. I don't know. The sale should last till I think July 13th. So anyone that wants to play handheld Farm Simulator 22, that's an option. So be sure to check that out. It looks like Steam Elements, the chat box has already put it into the chat. So there's a link. So you can click on that. The games that are 20% off will work on your PC. So if you're looking to, I don't know, buy a new game for your PC, you can check out the list. But the list is basically a list of games that are specifically formatted for the Steam Deck. It's not the entire list, but you can take a look at the list and see what's available that will work. Farming Simulator 22 works just fine for me. So that's cool. And I've spruced up my stream a little bit as well, as you can see. All of the logos, the fireworks. Let's see, the border, the stinger transition. I basically spent the past few days building all of those in DaVinci Resolve. A lot of people that have seen some of my early concept designs wondered, well, why are you using pink? So I did a hex code search for the Canadian flag color. So anyone that is saying that's not the right color, well, I'm using a hex code. So I went to the Canada website, canada.com website, and got the hex code coloring. So I'm using the hex code coloring. The fonts, oddly enough, we have a Canadian font, so I switched over some of the fonts, except inside of my logo, of course, to use Canada 1500, I think it is, which is a Canadian font to add to the thumbnail to spruce that up. So kind of went all Canadian, I guess you could say. The font's actually not too bad, so I think I'm going to continue to use that font in some of my designs. I tried to find some Canadian music, but I couldn't find any in my epidemic sound list. So I decided to try some maybe summertime music. I did get the Canadian National Anthem, which I'm happy about, so I was able to add that in. I have not played the new mobile FS22. I did see some of it, but I'm just going to stick with Farming Simulator 22 on my Steam Deck. So I get all of the mods that I need from Steam Deck. Like I can use GPS, I can use Courseplay on it, I can use Auto Drive on it. So I don't really need a mobile version of the game when I have a PC version that will play on a mobile device. So So, Farming Simulator 2022 has pretty much everything that Farming Simulator 23 has, but more. So that's why I'm sticking with 22, because they've basically made 23 specifically a mobile game. Whereas 22, oops, man, I got a lot of crash counters there on that tree. With what I've done is I've just taken a PC game and made it mobile. So I get all the benefits of a PC game, but on a mobile device. So and Steam's not the only one getting into the mobile game. Asus, which is a predominant video card and motherboard manufacturer, is also getting into the game of making handheld gaming PCs. I think theirs is probably slated to be released, I think, sometime this summer. It has all the same features as the Steam Deck, but it'll probably be slightly more powerful because it runs on probably, I think, the latest mobile graphics card. Happy Canada Day, 3Js, you've made it. I'm glad you could pop in, bud. I added a new border. I added some fireworks, I think, on the first, near the beginning of the stream. I put it on my intro. Oh, and I have a cool stinger transition. I'll just demonstrate that now. Let's see, I think I'll hit this button here. I'll hit resume. So lots of cool goodies added in. Some of this stuff I'm going to incorporate or change and modify. I built it all so I can modify the coloring to my standard colors and put it into my mainstream. Stinger transition, I'm going to probably change the colors from red to green. I'm not sure if I'll keep this outer bar format. I might. If I do, I'll probably just switch it over to some green. So lots of cool stuff. I updated my audio channel, so when I talk, compression will come in and it'll reduce the sound for the game and for my music library. And then when I stop talking, the volume will go back up. And I set up a playlist within OBS for playing my music, but I've switched it over to a playlist in Windows Media Player and started up or updated my Steam Deck so that I can control the volume, increase it or reduce it or mute it. So a little bit more control. And I've also programmed my Stream Deck with Discord functionality as well and channel access functionality. So for instance, let's say I'm part of like more than one community. I can program in specific voice channels to one button, where I can jump into one voice channel and then jump into another voice channel. I have a button programmed for what do you call it? Push to talk for Discord. I can mute myself in Discord, and I can deafen and mute myself in Discord. So all sorts of interesting things that I've added to my stream deck. That way I don't have to stop sort of what I'm doing. I can just simply hit a button on the stream deck and it'll take care of it. Valve should make me a Valve partner. And Elgato as well. Promoting their products for free. Oh, there we go. So how have you been today, the 3Js? Any big plans for Canada Day? Myself, I want to attend the fireworks and probably check out some of the festivities here in Chilliwack. So that's why I'm streaming earlier than I normally do, because usually I stream like in the afternoon. We'll have usually in Chilliwack we will have a fireworks show. That's more in the evening. So that's like, what do you call it? Around 10 p.m. Pacific. They also have like a fair, so there's like concession stands set up, food trucks. And then they usually have like different community groups that are under tents that will basically present information on their organizations and stuff like that. Sometimes there's some military equipment set up because there is actually a formal military base in Chilliwack. So we have some reserves. So they usually set up tents and stuff like that to show off the equipment. Search and rescue and police, they generally set up their equipment too to educate the public on, you know, how their organization works and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And then of course there's stuff for the kids, you know, like face painting, rides and stuff like that. So I usually like to check that out. And then there's live music and entertainment and everything like that. And they'll have it at usually our equestrian location. So we will have sometimes local farmers show up. There might be some animals as well to look at. So like cows and horses and sheep, dogs as well, which will be pretty cool. It's interesting, they have competitions for cows, and they're pretty much almost like treated like you know, a pet. So they're not like a regular cow that you're just gonna like put out in the pasture or inside, what do you call it, inside a barn for milking or beef. But these are just cows that are well groomed, well kept, and they just are used for competitions basically. So they have competitions on how well they keep the cow. And then I think there's some obstacle courses that they have to take the cow through, I think, as well. And then horses, of course, you guys probably have seen equestrian horse events, perhaps, where they'll do some jumping or barrel racing, that sort of thing. So that'll be kind of cool. So hope to check that out later on this afternoon. In the morning, they generally have like pancake breakfasts, which are for local charities. So they'll usually sponsor some sort of pancake breakfast. So you get a couple of pancakes and some sausages and stuff like that. And then whatever revenue is made, it goes to charity, which is pretty cool. Cancer or, any relief efforts and stuff like that. So it'd be pretty cool. So that'll probably be my afternoon. And then late evening, there'll be the fireworks as well. So I'll be checking that out. And Chilliwack doesn't have a lot of high rises or anything like that. So you can pretty much go, I don't know, anywhere in the city and still be able to see the fireworks, so you don't really have to go on location. Which is kind of nice because sometimes it gets a little congested at the main fairground event location. So you could probably like go about maybe 2 or 3 kilometers from the fairgrounds to check out the fireworks. And they usually shoot off about 30 minutes of fireworks usually. Ish. 15 to 30, I guess. Minutes of fireworks, and it gets pretty loud. And then I'll probably check up on the FarmCon. So I don't know if any of you guys know this, but FarmCon is this weekend. So if you want to know about the latest map or new content, you might want to read up on it. I'm not sure if they're live streaming. In the past they did live stream, but I didn't really read anything to suggest that they'll be doing any live streaming. So I imagine some content creators will be live streaming or sharing some news. You'll have to check out also the FarmCon website for any details too of any announcements that they make. Let me think. If they do live stream, it'll probably be on Twitch and maybe not so much on YouTube. But you never know. DJ Goham's on site. Farmer Cop is on site. The Farm Sim guy is on site, and Argsy Gaming is on site as well, checking it out. So it looks pretty cool. I've seen some YouTube shorts, so it looks like they're having a blast. And I think it's at the Deutschfahr location. So they have some Deutsch. I think I'm pronouncing the tractor brand properly, hopefully. Deutschfahr tractors, And I did see one segment of a short yesterday while there was a setup crew. I think it was DJ Goham showing off some of the old iron. So some of the old tractors. So it's like a little miniature museum. Previously made Deutsch Farm. Far or Farm? I think Far. Tractors. So I thought that was kind of cool. So most of the videos that I saw were set up, but I hope to check the channels and stuff like that later on today to see if there was any news or shorts made about anything about the new map, the new DLCs for Farming Simulator 22. So I'll have to see. And then as we roll through the week, we should see July 4th. So Canada's southern neighbors will be celebrating with fireworks as well. So I'm not sure if we'll see any spruced up streams with 4th of July. But if I have any Americans watching my stream, just comment if you guys plan to stream or spruce up your live streams with some sort of 4th of July theme. Be kind of interesting to check out. It's always nice to make a new format or a layout. And I decided to go with Versatile 620, which is a Canadian brand of tractor. So I thought it was kind of appropriate. I think I'll probably take a little trip around the farm because I did put some Canadian flags down. Oh, I missed a little bit here. Reverse. I was originally going to use the Ford, but I thought, oh yeah, that's right. We got a tractor brand, Versatile. So I thought, oh, what the heck. I'll just add this into the gameplay. I've actually never tried this tractor before, or this brand before. Usually I do like John Deere, Case, or the Ford, of course, on this map. I do the Ford a lot. And then I upgraded the plow, as you can see. So it's much larger. That way I can take care of more of the field a little quicker. Because the plow that I have on the Ford is like only like 6 meters, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or 9 meters, actually. You can upgrade it to 9 meters. But this is around 26. One thing that's a little weird about this is I'm not used to the articulation. It makes you kind of swing everywhere. I wonder if this tractor actually has button to turn off articulation? I don't think so. Let's see. Some of them do. I think that's only on the Kloss though. The Kloss Arians, they have the ability to turn it off. I'm not seeing anything in the helper window. No, I'm not seeing it, so I'll just close out that menu. I'll reverse here. And then, let's see, I'll have to show people the farm because I did put some Canadian flags down on the farm as well. There was 2 mods though. There was one flag that looks like it's like kind of waving in the wind, and then there's another one mod that where the flag is just flat down. So I went up to it to think that the flat down one I could maybe interact with it, but no, it seems to just stay flat down. So in kind of almost a coiled look. So I put one of those down. But mainly I put the waving ones onto the farm more. Because then you can see the maple leaf. So actually, I'll probably show you guys right now before I start this next headland. Oh, jump out here. Yeah, here we are. So I put one right here. So it's waving in the wind. I put one over here. And I think I put a couple of more. This is the flag here that I was talking about that doesn't really do anything. It's kind of, I don't know, folded. So I don't know why that is. At first I thought it was an umbrella, but because it's kind of because I was looking at it from this side, I thought, oh well, maybe it just pops out like a umbrella or something. But no, it's just kind of on the side here. So, and then I put one here. Here's another Canadian flag. And I think I put another one somewhere. I think that was about it. Maybe at the entrance. Probably put one at the entrance. Yeah, right over here. There we go. I was thinking of putting more down, but then I thought, well, maybe it might go a little overboard with the flags. So I thought, no, I'll just leave it at that. So it looks pretty cool. And then once it gets a little darker on the game, I did add the fireworks mod, which I've never used before. So I'm going to try that out once we get into the evening on the map, which shouldn't be too long because it's 17:30. So it should start getting dark pretty soon. Then we'll try out the fireworks mod, see what happens. Because I'm kind of curious to see how well it'll look. I tried firing a few off earlier, but it didn't really show up very well. because it's too bright right now. On Discord, yeah, at some point, yes, I will be able to chat on Discord. But probably not today, maybe a little bit after the stream. I'm only going to go for till noon, which is another 2 hours of live streaming. So it's going to be a bit of a shorter stream than I normally do. Yep, we can probably do it after this stream. All right, sounds good. So I had some fun making the, let's see, the fireworks effect. So if you guys haven't, generally if you're new to my channel or you're familiar with my live streams, I usually have an introduction that lasts for about 5 minutes. So you can check that out. It's got the Canadian anthem added to the stream, but I went ahead and added and created some fireworks. So that was kind of cool. The other thing that I built for the stream is the new border. So I built that from scratch using my new latest video editing software. And then I also added a stinger transition. So as I switch from scenes, for instance, like if I go from this scene to be right back, like if I need to take a break, there's a transition splitter. I built that from scratch as well. I'm going to be changing the color formats for some of this stuff to incorporate into my regular layout. I just have to go ahead and change the colors and stuff like that. So, yep, crash count 0. Thank you. I want to try to build some custom alert buttons. Right now I do have the alert system working, so if someone like subscribes or something like that, something will visually pop up on the screen saying thank you so and so for subscribing to my channel. But I want to try to make some custom alerts. I'm using a free alert package, which works for now, but I want to try to figure out and learn to make my own custom alerts that are more affiliated with my channel's brand. So maybe like more green in it, like as that ties into my logo. So, and then maybe somehow incorporate my logo into the alert as well. So it took a lot of work in, what do you call it, learning to use Fusion and node layout development. So usually a lot of video and graphics design is all in layers, which is what I'm more used to. So it's like a layered layout where you got one item at the top, then you've got another layer showing another piece of information, whether it's like a background or something like that. And so that's usually what I'm used to doing. And then you have a timeline where you just modify the visual of the layer. But with the software that I'm using, it's using more of a node construction layout. So it's like a flow chart, which is something that I'm not exactly used to. So I'm learning to do node development for video and graphics effects and stuff like that. essentially. So slowly but steadily, and then as I learn, I'll try to incorporate new elements into my live stream as best that I can. The software that I'm using has like a lot of stuff in it, so it's not a simplified application. I mean, the functionality of it is simple. It's just that you just have all these tools, and you just don't know what they're for or what they do. Is sort of the situation that I'm in. So I spend a lot of time reading and watching a lot of content videos on the application. And then I try out some of the, I don't know, template developments and stuff like that. Just to get into the flow of understanding how everything works and what I can do. So I'm excited to see what happens. Also, just anyone that wants to get into live streaming, whether it's farm sim or whatnot, and you're like, oh my god, I got to do the grueling pace of getting partner. Well, I had a pleasant surprise while I was going into YouTube Studios, and they've sort of reduced the requirements to become a YouTube partner. So it used to be about, I think, 4,000 watch hours you needed to become a partner. They've reduced it to 1,000, and you need half of the subscribers. So you only need 500 subscribers to make partner with YouTube. So that's tier 1. That unlocks like super chats, a merch store, and stuff like that. The tier 2 function, because there is a tier 2 partner level, then you need the original traditional 4,000 views and 1,000 subscribers, and that unlocks the advertising payment payout. So I have a feeling this I didn't even know was coming. I just saw it like yesterday as I was fiddling around with getting this stream scheduled. So anyone that wants to get into it, just jump on board, and they can start getting up to, their level of subscriptions and stuff like that. So, which I think is cool. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to compete with Kick, because Kick is trying to really bash out YouTube and Twitch. So they're getting a lot of hype. They don't have such stringent rules on how far you got to get partner with Kick. There's also that they're talking about at some point $16 an hour for content that you put up on Kick. It's not available yet, but that's their goal. They want to move towards paying content creators $16 an hour for the content that's produced. Of course, they are probably going to have some rules and regulations of what you need to meet to make that goal or get that payout. They didn't say so much on what those requirements are at this time, but their goal is to make that as an option for content creators on Kick, apparently. So we'll just have to wait and see what it is. I've opened up, I think, I reserved my name on Kick, so I actually have an account on Kick. I don't think I'm going to be streaming on there, but you never know. I just thought, well, I better snag it now so that my name is at least secured. So if I do want to switch to Kick, then I can. So this is, I think, really a great time for anyone that wants to get into content creating to jump on board now. Even Discord is trying to get into the game by providing content creation tools as well, where you can make some money through Discord. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but essentially you can set up a locked Discord, and then you have to get your viewers to subscribe to your Discord. I'm is how I read it. I have to do more reading on it, but so and what happens is it locks it behind Discord for streaming, and they have to pay a subscription fee to access your content. Kind of a different flow or ideology on that. I'm not sure if you have to stream in Discord. Maybe that's how it works, and it keeps an archival video library. Um, of course, there's perks through Nitro and everything like that. Everybody's seen that, so I imagine that's there. I haven't heard anything from Twitch yet. I imagine with all these streaming platform changes and stuff like that, we'll probably see some stuff going on. I'm looking at Rumble as well, just to get a little bit educated on that. I'm Canadian, so just to get a little political here, and I apologize for that. We are in Canada going through a lot of government legislation changes that are probably going to affect my channel on YouTube or Facebook or any of the platforms, to tell you the truth. So there's quite a bit of legislation like C18 that's going through, and a few other legislative things going through that restrict advertising and also Canadian content promotion. Myself, I am doing my best to make sure that my channel is as Canadian as possible, I guess. I'm not sure if that will help me with the algorithm based on whatever changes that they're making. So I don't know what that will entail, but I tag myself in my videos as a Canadian content creator so that I'm not negatively impacted as well, Canadian-wise. But my understanding is they're going to be putting Canadian content creators first in Canada when this all sort of gets straightened out. This is already passed legislation in Canada. So myself, I'm just going to try to identify myself as Canadian as possible, I guess. And then there's other internet-based, legislation going through right now, like on the news organizations, which I don't think will affect me too much. Basically, it has to do with national news. Like we have CBC News and we have CTV News. These are Canadian news agencies. So the law is stipulating that Facebook and YouTube has to pay those news organizations money for sharing links from their websites and their video content. So right now, Facebook and YouTube are not too happy with that. I guess I should say Google in general. So they're saying that they're planning on removing all Canadian news off of their platforms. So how that's going to work, I don't know. But that's another branch of legislation going through. So it's going to be a very interesting year or two. But it's not just Canada that's doing this. There's other countries that I think are pushing through other forms of similar legislation. Like I think Australia is doing a similar thing. I'm not sure where else. I think maybe New Zealand might be doing it too. Maybe a few other European countries might be doing it. So how we see things on the internet is going to probably change in the next, I don't know, year or two. And then for us people that build stuff like content and stuff, we just kind of have to go with the flow and see how it's going to turn out. I have some ideas of how it might all look, but I'm not entirely sure. Because it's these laws they pass in the government structures, and then what happens is it goes to the companies to say, look, these are the new rules. Now you got to figure out what you're going to do with those rules, right? So we'll have to see what happens. I think either Google and Facebook and Microsoft and all of those companies are all going to have to find a way of doing business differently. So either they can find a way to, like a loophole in the legislation that allows them to continue to operate the way they are, or they have to rechange and restructure their entire format, essentially. So, I don't know. I don't think they have this kind of stuff going through the United States as strongly. I think it's there, though. I think that there are some lawmakers that are probably looking at doing similar things in the United States, but I don't think it's as mainstream. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I do and figure things out as I go along. Rules always change, though. I mean, there's so many laws that change that most of us don't even know are being changed until after the fact. So, and then as governments change, you know, whether left or right politics, they go in and out. They just change things up even more, and they undo what was done before, and I don't know, it just gets all messy. But I'm just going to keep on doing what I enjoy. Farm simming, making videos, doing live streams, learning how to do video editing content. It's a lot of work, but and research and time playing around with the tools and stuff like that. But if you have got the attention span and the time to do it, I just say just jump on board and have a little fun. Yes, I don't want to crash. I think I'm relatively safe so far. It's just once I get onto the open road. So we'll have to see what happens there. Because I'm going to have to fold up this implement, and this implement is longer than what I normally use. So there's a lot of telephone poles on the side of the map that I might run into. So it's going to be crazy. I don't know where my next field is, but it's somewhere there. It's slowly getting darker. We're up to 1900 hours here. So I think probably maybe by the end of the stream I'll be able to fire off some fireworks or something. I think darkness is going to come before that, though, because I still got like I'm going till about 12 noon today, my time, and it's 10:30 a.m. So I got about an hour and 30 minutes of live streaming still that I intend to go for. So I think it'll get darker before that. But honestly, it would be pretty cool if it actually gets dark just before the end of my stream. Because generally fireworks celebrations in the United States and in Canada and probably anywhere in the world, they use the fireworks as the closing event, right? Whether it's on July 4th or Canada Day. So be kind of interesting if it gets dark right at the end of my stream. But if it comes a little early, I will actually just jump out of my tractor and see if we can try out the fireworks add-on or mod and see what happens. I will be streaming tomorrow at my regular time, more in the afternoon. I will probably I'll be on PV Canyon Crossing. So my format will be similar. I'll update the map and then I'll review the new mods for the map at the beginning of the stream if there are any. I think I've got sugar beets to harvest on that map still, and I've got to figure out how to get the logging containers up and going. If any of my viewers currently are play on that map, if you are using mud or brick in your productions, just so you know, you got to harvest your mud during the summer months. So, surprise, on the last stream, I put down a number of greenhouses. So herbal greenhouses and regular large greenhouses. And I went to get water, and I was going to go to the pond where the mud spawns, because that's water in there. But it was winter time, and actually the whole entire pond is frozen over. It's solid ice. And I thought, oh, that's kind of weird. That's strange. At first I thought it was like a glitch or something like that, because I saw it from the distance as I was driving up, and I thought, oh, what's this? There's silage in there, and there's like a silage tarp over the spot? That's kind of weird. And then as I got close, I started realizing, oh, wait a sec, this is ice. Ice on the map. That's a different weird mechanic. So it took me by surprise on that map that the water would freeze over and you couldn't access it. So if you have anything that needs water during the winter time on PV Canyon Crossing, or if you're doing the mud production, get all your mud and all your water before the winter months. Just something for you guys to know. I'm also trying to figure out how you can harvest rice on that map, and if you have to plant rice. I'm not sure if you have to plant rice. There's some rice fields in there, and it's in water. And I thought, oh, this is kind of weird. So I don't know how to harvest rice on there. I have to figure that out. And I don't know if you have to replant the rice because it's sitting in water. So that was kind of weird. The rice fields, by the way, in the winter time are not frozen. So if you do like a late harvest, that's fine. I checked that right away after I had noticed that my pond had frozen over. I tried auto drive with the boats, and it does work, but it's not really great. It kind of swings the boats back and forth, and it doesn't go very straight. Mind you, I only used the barge. I didn't try the other boats, so I'm going to try the other boats at some point. It would be really cool if I can set up some sort of auto drive route on the water. So the function's there, it's just however the mod operates. I think it's a mod issue where the boat keeps on swinging left and right, left and right. So it will work. Auto drive will work with boats. It's just whether the mod will work with it or not properly. So we just have to find some boat mods. If anyone knows of any other boat mods or modders that make boats for Farming Simulator 22 that can carry equipment on it, let me know in the comments of this live stream, and I'll be happy to try out the mods and throw them onto PV Canyon Crossing. Because I would like to set up an auto drive route with using boats. It would just make things a little bit easier for me. Most of my streams on there, I have been doing a lot of ferrying. Because I will have my auto drive routes. How do you say it? Go from the field to the ferry docks. Then I would manually load up the trucks onto the ferry. Why is this not folding up? Oh, there we go. It's taking a bit of time. This field is done. In case folks are wondering what I'm doing here. So yeah, anyone that's watching or will be watching this stream, if you know of any boat mods or that I can try out, just put a link in the description or the name of the mod creator or some sign of or indication of where I can get the mod to try out, because that would be great and really helpful. Because I'd like to set up an entire auto drive route on the water. Okay, let's collect this one. I do have the Real Gaming crew. They have one barge, I believe, inside their mod pack. So I do have that one. I haven't tried that barge out yet. And that one might work properly. So I've got PV Canyon Crossing boat mods, and I also have the Real Gaming Crew mod pack, which has a barge in it as well. So if there's any other modders out there that do boats that you guys are aware of, let me know, and then I'll try them out. Okay, where am I? I'm on field 70. Where is field 70? Oh, there we are. I see where I am. One thing I also have to do this evening, I regretfully, I think on my last stream, I mucked up my key bindings for my Thrustmaster joysticks, and also my steering wheel and my side panels. So I have to set all that up. So I'm going to probably do that later on tonight. Get everything reprogrammed. But I was inquiring in which Discord channel was that? The Farm Sim Game channel. They're the guys that do the mod switcher tool. So shout out to the community there, because I said, well, one of the things that I've got is a Steam Deck. So when I use my Steam Deck to play like Hoyt Baylor on or any of the maps on my Steam Deck, the Steam Deck automatically changes all my key bindings, and it saves it to the cloud. So when I go back to my PC, it downloads a copy of the cloud file when I resume my gameplay on my PC. And what happens is, because I played on the Steam Deck, it wiped out my entire key binding organization on my PC. So for my steering wheel, my side panel, my joysticks, etc., all of that got wiped out after one session on the Steam Deck. Because when I use the Steam Deck and when it's connected to the internet, after a gameplay session is done, closes out, Steam sends up a file to the cloud that contains all of my game saves and all of my game settings, including key bindings, and it stores it on the cloud. So when I jump back to my PC and I open up Steam on my PC to play Farming Simulator 22, it downloads those cloud files for all of the updates for the changes to the game and my progress, but also it updates my key bindings. So when I load it up on my PC, all my key bindings are all wrong. They're all set up for the Steam Deck. So all I have is mouse and keyboard functionality. So I have to reprogram it back in. So to digress here, the Farm Sim Gaming Discord channel, I popped in there. I thought, well, I'll figure out what I can do to sort this out. So I guess there's an XML file that stores all of the keybinds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set everything up the way I need it. So with the keyboard, the mouse, side panel, the joysticks, etc., everything on the PC. And I'm just going to copy the XML file to my desktop. And then if, God forbid, something happens and I lose my keybinds, I can just simply copy and paste it over, and it should restore my keybinds. So it should make things a lot easier for me, because it does take quite a bit of time to set up your joysticks and your steering wheel and everything like that, especially if you're trying to use it with front end loaders, excavators, cranes, etc. Even just with the Platinum DLC or, base game mods and stuff. I haven't even tried the FDR logging, so I also want to try to incorporate all the FDR logging mods in as well with the Platinum DLC key binding functionality. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Some people, some videos that I've watched have recommended not to do similar key bindings with both, but I think it might work. So I have to wait and see. I won't know till I try it out. So the problem with key binding is that if you have one key doing two functions, it just won't do anything when you press the button, because it's confused. It doesn't know whether it wants to do item 1 or item 2. So item 1 would be like maybe a joystick, and then item 2 could be the keyboard. So if you have both of them, one function programmed to two devices, it gets a little confusing. But we'll have to see. I'm going to shorten my map down a little bit here. But I think it will work with FDR logging, because you have to use a separate mod to do that. So when you install the FDR modding mods, there's a whole other category of key bindings added to your settings, which are separated from the key bindings for the base game equipment or Platinum DLC equipment. And I think it will work because, let me think here, the key bindings for the FDR logging are only to be used with FDR logging equipment. And let me think here. Those key bindings should not work with Platinum DLC. Is how I see it. So there should be no overlap unless there was maybe a slight coding issue or something where maybe one of the key bindings does actually work with some of the Platinum DLC from the FDR logging mod key mapping layout. So there's always a possibility of that, potentially, I guess. So I'll have to try it out and see what happens. Oh, gonna make it a little brighter. Oh, it's dark. Let's see here. Go out here. Okay, I think it's there we go. Happy Canada Day. Woohoo! Time to fire off some fireworks, everybody. Happy Canada Day. I wonder if I can fire it this way. Or do they just go straight up into the air? I think they just go up into the air. Oh wait, there's a bit of an angle. There we go. Let's see here. That's gotta dissipate first. Oh, I guess you can kind of angle it. There we go. Fire off a couple of more. And then I'll get back to work. This mod's on the mod hub. So let's keep that in, and the map pack as well. So if anyone wants to do anything for the 4th of July, a live stream, or maybe you're gonna, I don't know, maybe you're not a live streamer, but you want to party with your friends on a multiplayer session, or maybe you want a single player session, and you just simply want to add maybe a little ambiance. The fireworks, it's the fireworks pack. So just do a search in the mod hub for fireworks. And then the flags, they're on the mod hub as well. Just type in flags and you'll see some flag options. So you can spruce up your farms. The flags are under, let me see. You can put them down by going into menu. Go into construction. And I think they're under decorations. Yeah, decorations and other. And maybe you're not from the United States or Canada, maybe you're in a different country. And you have a similar celebration coming up. There's multiple different country flags in here. And you can just pop them down on your map. The fireworks mod is fairly simple to activate. You just have to hold down Shift and L, right Shift and L, and it'll turn it on. So it's on permanently now. You have to hit it once, and if you want it off, you have to hit it again. I'm not sure if it, yeah, it's going to continue to fire off while I'm driving in my tractor. So you don't actually have to stand outside to do it, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, it's still going on while I'm doing my field, so. So it adds a little bit of fun and flavor to your gameplay. There's probably some other decorations too that you can add, seasonal ones that might be applicable. But I just grabbed the flag pack and firework pack as well, and decided to put that in. But you can get really creative too, so if you've got a lot of money to spend, maybe you want to, you know, and you're kind of, you know, how do you say it, creative, you could probably like make a flower patch into your national flag and put that on your farm by using some of the trees and flowers that are available. And there's a number of other decoration packs too. See, that's kind of cool. At first I thought I had to just sit out there and fire them off, but you just turn it on and away you go. I think it's gonna fire off still, is it? Or did it stop? I think it stopped. Maybe it auto stops. Once I get this field done, I think I will just do a sleep trigger. Oh, there goes some more fireworks. Just to brighten things up a little bit. Let's see what's inside the cab. Go. This is actually a pretty spacious cab, to tell you the truth. It's easier to see in here. But I'm going to go outside and continue to control the tractor with mouse and keyboard here. I gotta set up my steering wheel and everything like that. So I was going to do that I think last night, but I forgot to get all the keybinds set up. But I'll probably do that later on tonight for tomorrow's stream. I got into doing all sorts of other things, making sure that everything was okay. OBS had an update and it just kind of boycotted all of my resolution settings and a few other things, so I had to run quite a few streaming tests to figure out what was missing. So if you do use OBS, one rule of thumb, never update OBS before a stream. If you do that, you could potentially run into some problems. So I've done it a few times where I would update before a stream, and then I'm like, oh gosh, why is this not working? Or why is that not working? Another bit of advice, video card updating or Windows updates updating. Give yourself some time before you start a stream. So update before the stream or after the stream if you can. Sometimes your video card update or a Windows update can cause some issues with OBS as well. So rule of thumb, don't update before a stream. If you can, if it can be helped. Sometimes it might not be able, maybe you can't, it can't be helped. You've got no choice but to do it. Okay, I'm going to just do a quick sleep trigger before I do the rest of this field. So bear with me, guys. We'll go back to the farm. Let's just make sure the horse is fine. Yep, food's fine, 4,000. I think he only takes in about 1,000 straw a month, I think. I'll just go to my house here and sleep trigger. Some things that you can see with OBS whenever you update OBS or the video card is your scenes could be misaligned, your layout is misaligned. In my case, when I updated OBS, I think a couple of days ago, I noticed the resolution was off, so it was uploading a different quality to YouTube. I think I've got about maybe 4 of my streams showing up as 1080p without a 4K resolution. I stream or prefer to stream at 4K. And I noticed this past week, it was like, I think the last, let me think here. I think the last 3 streams were at 1080p instead of 4K. And I was like, oh, why is it not showing up as 4K? And I totally had forgotten that I had updated OBS. And after I did the OBS update, it kicked out my resolution settings. Luckily, it didn't like drop it down to what I think 720p. So I'm quite okay with 1080p because 1080p is not too bad. It's still up there on the higher scale, but I prefer to do the full 4K. That's the standard that I generally like to put my streams out and my videos out. That way I'm covered everyone. So if someone's on a 4K TV, they can enjoy my content. And anyone that is below 4K all the way down to a mobile device, people that are running mobile devices, they can usually, most of them probably will have their YouTube set to automatic, or they can easily manually select the best format that will operate on their device. There's some challenges, I think, with 4K on mobile devices, especially depending on the internet, because if you are watching a 4K video from a streamer, it means you need to download more information to your mobile device. So maybe watching a higher resolution video may not be adequate on your, what do you call it, on your network. But you can easily just bring down the setting. So there's usually a little cog icon and you can select an appropriate resolution that you can do, because streamers that stream at 4K, it supports essentially the format resolutions that go all the way down. So I can easily lock in a 1080p stream if it was intended for 4K or any other format that's lower than that. But there's a lot of people that nowadays watch like my content, or I even watch content on my television. I have a 4K TV at home, so I will usually just sit back with my coffee and just watch on my TV. As an example, I usually watch before I stream. I watch the 3Js. He's another, or they are, I should say, a group of farming simulator content creators. There's three of them. There's James, Juan, and Jess. They share the channel together and they're related. So they'll usually stream early in the morning. So before I start streaming, which is usually mid-afternoon, I'll watch the 3Js. So I'll get my coffee, I'll get my breakfast, I'll sit in front of my television, and I'll watch their stream. If I have something that I want to contribute in the chat instead of lurking in the background, I'll usually have my phone that's right next to me, and I'll bring the chat up on my phone. Because there are sometimes days that I can get through one of their streams without saying anything, but there are days during their stream where I'm like, oh no, I gotta say something. I gotta have my phone up. So I'll bring the phone up and I'll chat on the phone while I watch on my 4K TV while having my coffee and whatever I'm having for breakfast that day. And I'll do that with other content creators too. So if 3Js is not, streaming early in the morning before my stream, or like maybe Argsy Gaming is up, or the Farm Sim guy, or someone else is up, I'll be watching them on the TV, and I'll have my phone right next to me just in case I need to chat or say something. Because sometimes the conversations get very interesting. Sometimes, and then you're like, no, I gotta say something. If I'm content creating, I'll usually have someone stream up. Usually I stream, or sorry, when I'm building content, I'm usually doing it in the evening. And usually most of my YouTube streamers are not, that I usually watch on a regular basis, don't always stream in the evening. So sometimes I'll be watching some streamers on Twitch as they're doing, their farming, etc. And then I'll just be kind of lurking and building in the background. Makes it fun overall. Oh, my tea blend today, the teas are from Kenya, so, but there's nothing really special about them. There's no magical ingredients or anything. It's just that the crops to make the teas are just grown in Kenya. So I usually do loose teas, so that means it's not in a tea bag form. I just buy it bulk, loose, and I put it into, I forget what you call that. Tea strainer. There's a more technical term for it, which I can't remember what it is, but anyways, you put it into the strainer and it fits nicely in your cup or your teapot. And then you pour your hot water over it. It strains through, and then you just let it sit in there to seep. So that's sort of what I do. So I put 2 in. I think I've got a black tea in there and Earl Grey added in. The black tea I think is probably like orange pico or something like that. Kenyan black blend, but it tastes very similar to like a regular household tea, like orange pico. So I mixed orange pico and Earl Grey. There's a chai spicy blend as well. I thought about doing that, but I thought, no, I'll just go with the Earl Grey and the black blend because they're more high caffeine. Okay, let's just fold this up and see where we're gonna go. I think this one is done. Or do I have to go over there? Let's see if I can finish this one off. I tried a very interesting coffee yesterday. Well, actually, I usually have it every so often. So in Asian countries, the Philippines, China, Indonesia, there's probably some other countries around in that area, but I'm not familiar with all of the country names. But South China Sea area, they have a fruit called the durian fruit. Don't know if any of you guys know what that is. But if anyone does know what it is, well, like, good God, man, you're crazy. But there's durian coffee, and I had some of that yesterday for my lunch. So it's a pretty potent smelling fruit, but it's custard inside, and it tastes sweet. It's very weird. Definitely confuses the senses because the smell is just god awful to most people. But the taste is not bad. Usually they use it in a lot of desserts, from what I understand. I think some people do just eat it straight from the fruit. I've never done that. I've just usually eaten candy. That's durian candy. I've drank the coffee as well, which is pretty good. And you get an energy boost when you drink it. For me, it tastes just fine. But different people that I've in real life, like co-workers and friends and stuff, I would show them this this fruit essentially, or this candy, and the different people have said different scents that they've smelt. They said, "Oh God, that smells like garbage," or it smells like a water treatment plant and stuff like that. It's a very potent smelling plant or fruit, but it doesn't bother me. At first, I thought, "Oh, this is just god awful smell." And then at my first sip of the coffee, and this was quite a few years ago that I was introduced to it, I think in 2017, I think. So I've been drinking this stuff that long. I usually have to go to an Asian market to get the coffee. I can't just go into a regular store to buy it off the shelf or anything like that. I have to go to an Asian supermarket to buy this stuff, the durian coffee. So I was introduced to it by a co-worker, because he drinks it all the time. And so I went ahead and I thought he was like, here, you gotta try this stuff, because he wanted to gauge my reaction, right? And of course I was like, good God, that stuff stinks. And then he says, well, try it. And it's like, okay, are you sure? And I was like, hey, I drink it. And I was like, yeah, but that's you and I'm me. So I tried it. It tasted a little weird at first, but it grows on you. And it's actually not that bad. Um, but if you do get it, you do have to really clean your mugs out. So you gotta really like kind of almost like bleach your mugs if you don't want the scent to remain in it, because it will linger. So maybe vinegar or a very strong dish soap. I suggest washing out your dishware right away. Allow it to stain unless you have some sort of really great stain remover and you don't want the scent to remain. So I usually wash it out right away, and then I use only one mug, or I try to use one mug, so that I'm not like making every mug smell like durian. So I had that yesterday. It's not quite like coffee. Like usually coffee just sort of really aggressively hits you. So I kind of consider it feels like a tea. It slowly kicks in. And it is high energy. Like you get different teas that give you a different caffeine boost. Some can hit you pretty hard, like real quick, and you're like, "Oh, hello, I'm awake." This durian coffee is very gradual, which I think is kind of interesting. So you get a slight little caffeine boost, like from the first couple of sips that you probably take, because your sense is like, "Ooh, wow," right? But not as aggressively as maybe coffee. And then after you finish your coffee cup throughout the day, it seems to last longer. So it seems to last longer than a tea, I find. I wonder if I have to do that side of the field. I don't know. Let's see. Weird. Go. But one pouch of the durian coffee, I can just take one pouch and it'll last me for the entire day. And I don't get any weird caffeine withdrawal or something, because sometimes people, they will overconsume too much coffee in the morning or something, and then you get a weird withdrawal feeling in the evening. I don't get that with the durian coffee. So it's very different type of caffeinated drink. It reacts differently in my body. It feels like it's very weird. And it's not as aggressive too, like coffee or some of the teas, I guess, depending on your teas. I say some of the teas because with tea, different plants have a different type of caffeine reaction. I suppose you can get the same similar situation with different coffee blends too. Because different brand names of coffee or different coffee blends, I've noticed a different caffeine reaction. Sometimes way too aggressive and sometimes not so aggressive. So I'm finally listening to my soundtrack all the way through, so not bad, the songs, I think. Usually when I have streamed in the past, I have an OBS source to a playlist. And when you set up an OBS playlist source, you can't really listen to your music. Unless you listen to your stream, but I don't generally I don't enjoy listening to my stream. Because when I'm talking, I don't like listening to my voice. It gets a little confusing. I think because how I handle conversations is I don't like over talking over another person. So if I hear another person talking, instinctively I just want to stop talking. I get a little confused, right? Some people just, it doesn't bother them if they are listening to their stream, right? And that they just continue talking and carrying on, right? With whether they are listening to themselves or someone else, right? But me, I'm not used to over talking over someone. So and if I hear my own voice, it's a little bit more alarming. So I generally mute my stream when I'm broadcasting so that I don't hear my voice. So when I do mute the stream, I can't listen to the music, but now I'm set up a little bit differently. I've got a playlist set in Windows Media Player Classic, and then I've got a source set up with the playlist to go added to the to OBS. So I get to listen to the music while I'm streaming, which is awesome. The other thing that I probably could have done is I could have put my playlist into the Farming Simulator library. So a feature that some of you guys probably know, and maybe some of you don't know, is there is an actual radio folder somewhere in the Farming Simulator directory. And what you can do is you can put a playlist in there file, I think a playlist file, or an online radio station file, or your MP3 or music files directly into the folder. So whenever you're in the game and you hit I think the R button to trigger the radio to come on, it will play your music in the folder. I think there's a few extra adjustments you have to make to the XML files. I did it once, I think, in Farming Simulator 19. I haven't done it in Farming Simulator 22. I imagine the same process is similar. And then what happens is when you're in your tractor, it will, and you got the radio enabled, it will play the information stored in that directory through the game. The only downside to it is that everything, well, you'll have to access your menu controls in the game to adjust your volume settings. Now, the beauty of that, I suppose, and I haven't tried it on the live stream, maybe I might try it out, is that one, you wouldn't need a separate media source in OBS to do that. So that might actually, the benefit that I think might happen is you'll free up your PC resources if you set up that way, because you're only using one audio source in OBS, which would be your game capture audio. So you wouldn't have to have a separate audio source for a media player or an OBS playlist media source. Can incorporate those resources for the integrity of the stream, free up more resources, or bring maybe the stress load a little bit down on your computer. So it might be a better option to do that. I'm kind of intrigued to try it out. Bananas Rock, how are you today? Are you rocking? I don't think we've ever talked before. Welcome to the stream. Also, it's awesome to see I've got 34. I've had 34 views so far. So it's cool. So thank you for everyone out checking out my stream. Do you play Farming Simulator 22? Bananas Rock? There we go. This field's almost done. Hopefully my audio is coming through. Let me just do a double check here. Yep. So, almost got this field done. I think I have to do field 11 as well. So I've got quite a few fields to do. Hello, Michael. It is Canada Day today, my friend. It's Canada's birthday. So we have fireworks today, and we have celebrations today. It's like basically almost like the 4th of July, but the Canadian version. So how are you doing, Michael? It's been a few days since we last talked, because I think my last stream was what? What was my last stream? I think it was last like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. I spruced up my stream a bit for Canada Day, so that's why I've got like that pink outline. I am doing awesome today, Michael. Thank you. Because it's Canada Day, and I'm happy to share a lot of the stuff that I've worked on for my live stream. So new boundary or border layout. I'm probably going to adjust the color to green at some point. But today it's going to be the Canadian red. I can probably see that. There's a lot of holidays that I think up here in Canada we celebrate on the weekend. But I can't ever say that I've ever seen Canada Day celebrated on a day that wasn't July 1st. But I find that I think Independence Day, even though it's like a day, I get a different vibe on how that's celebrated. It feels like a day at the beach barbecue and family togetherness. It almost feels like a Thanksgiving holiday sort of feel, with of course a tad of Canada Day in there. So I think that's probably maybe why. Maybe it might be more flexible, where sometimes some Americans probably would maybe celebrate it more on the weekend, because it means, well, it's more convenient for time, and then they can go off to their beach house or go to wherever the events are and just have it at that time. So I think it's a little bit, I think it's probably very, very, how am I going to put this? It's celebrated a lot, and it's very important, but I think it's more relaxed. Whereas Canada Day, I think has more of a serious tinge to it, I think. And that, like, kind of almost like a bit of a celebratory Remembrance Day in a way, is how I get the vibe from Canada Day in comparison. So it's a little bit more serious, and that's probably why we celebrate it more on July 1st. So it's not just the thought of, yay, it's summer, let's celebrate and barbecue. That's very true. That is very true right there. And that's probably one of the reasons why they are celebrating it on the weekend. But I can't say that we would probably do, I don't think we would do a similar thing in Canada though. Because I think, like I said, it's a little bit more serious. I guess. I don't know why that is. It's just the vibe that I get in comparison to like the 4th of July. So Canada Day happens on Canada Day. I don't think I've ever seen a Canada Day celebration handled or celebrated like on a weekend. So if Canada Day is like on a Wednesday, it just happens on a Wednesday. There's no ifs, ands, or buts or budging on that, I don't think. It's always been that way in Chilliwack anyways. There could be, I know that there's some festivals that happen though on the weekend though. Like I know Vancouver, I think, has had quite a few festivals. This situated on a weekend. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's always on the specific day. It doesn't matter what. And I think it's got more of a, I don't know, a more serious tone to Canada Day, I think. Like it makes me almost feel like it's like Remembrance Day a little bit. But it's still celebrated in a more summer fashion, though. But I get a different feeling between the two holidays. I mean, they both represent the same thing, but it just feels different. Like the vibe. Like 4th of July is like, hey, just kick back, get out there and have fun. But Canada Day seems, well, I mean, there is some fun, of course, in Canada Day. But it just has a slight more serious tone to it. And I don't know why that is, but it's always felt that way. But I'm going to celebrate after lunch, I think. I'm going to go check out and see what events are happening locally. Oh, happy Canada Day, CFL Saskatchewan. Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry to hear about your farming simulator on your PC. It's not working. You said FS22 on PC because my FS22 is loading and my mod is loading. What should... I don't understand that. Can you retype that first line? I'm a bit confused. Because you said that the game is loading and the mod hub is loading, but I'm not sure what is not working. Heading to the lake is always a good idea. Especially when it's nice and sunny out. And then have kind of like a light picnic basket brought with you, a barbecue. Oh, so you're on the loading screen. Okay. Did you add a mod recently? Like, what was the last thing that you changed? If you added a mod, what you might consider doing. Generally, if it's a mod that you added, I just simply go to the mod folder and remove it. Another technique that I use if I'm not sure which mod it is, sometimes I will go to the mod folder and I will right click it and copy the folder and the contents to the desktop. Then what I will do is I will just simply delete out the mods inside of the folder and then reload the game just to check to see if it's the mods. Yeah, exactly what Juan said. Delete the last mod that was added. Then once the mod is removed, just reboot the game and reload it and see how that works out. And if it turns out to be just the one mod as the issue, well, you got a few options there. One, you can try re-downloading the mod and installing it and try again, just to see if it might be just an issue with how the file was originally downloaded. Option 2, don't use the mod at all. If it is a mod that you definitely want to use or are interested in using and it still has an issue, you can reach out to the creator of the mod and see if they're aware of any issues with their mod and see they can fix it or correct it or give you feedback on what you need to do to address the situation. There's a lot of work, yes, but after doing it a few times and routinely, you kind of get used to it. Exactly. Everything that Juan says is very true. Is very true. When I was new to Farming Simulator 19, I guess, I was very careful at what mods I put in. I only put a few in at a time and then tested it because I was fairly new to Farming Simulator at the time. So I was more cautious. I would only put in a few mods at a time and see what happens. And if it was fine, then I'd add more. With my experience now, I just know what works best with what, so I can actually install a lot of mods all at once. But starting out with Farming Simulator 22 or 19 or any Farming Simulator game, or any game for that matter, just follow the rule of thumb and installing a few mods at a time or enhancements, game enhancements at a time. I use that as a generic wording because maybe you play another game, and just install them, try it out. If it works fine, then great. If it doesn't, then you've only got a few mods or enhancements that you have to actually figure out which works and what doesn't work, instead of getting, frustrated with, I don't know, 300 mods and trying to find that one mod that was causing the problem. There you go. There. I just promoted you, Juan. I've been wanting to promote you for a while, but I keep on forgetting to. Yeah, I usually go between maybe 300 to 500 mods, but I have different. But in total, I probably got well up to about 1,000. But I have multiple folders, so, and I separate the folders for each gameplay. But with all of the folders together for each gameplay, I'm probably up to about 1,000 mods. But most of it is just duplicate files, right? Okay, I think this folder's done. Yep, you are now blue. I've been wanting to make you a moderator for a while, but I get into a tangent and I forget. I was like, I should add Juan as a moderator on my channel.
Crazy little things we all kind of dream about. A good thing we are running out of sunlight. It's
I like unlocking the moderator roles for people because, especially like people that give out troubleshooting steps and stuff like that, or live stream and stuff. Because if there's like a link that someone needs, right? Like for instance, maybe you've got someone's talking about a mod, right? And you've got insight on it, but you want to provide a link. It unlocks the ability so you can post a link in the chat too, right? And you obviously have been doing streaming for a while and farming simulator for a while, so I know that you know what you're talking about. So I figured just give you the moderation role. I have a select few moderators. I usually give moderator titles to those that are either live streamers for Farming Simulator, or they're at least something involved in the community. So like either they mod or they run some sort of farming simulator community, like they have some sort of position or whatnot in doing something like that. And then I give them the moderation tool role. Or if they just attend my stream quite a bit on a regular basis, sometimes I'll give them a moderation role as well. And I have, I think, one real life friend, I think that's a moderator as well. I moderate his channel, but he's not too big on Farming Simulator, but he checks my stream every so often and has moderated for me in the past. And he has his own channel as well, and I moderate in that as well. His is a bit more different. He doesn't do game moderation. He does amateur radio broadcasts on his channel. He's just right into like buying radio equipment, going out into the field, and doing live streams. Granted, if he can get a signal or recording a video and uploading his setups and stuff like that, which is kind of interesting. I think he uploads to YouTube sometimes. He's done a bit of Twitch. What else has he done? I think some shorts. I've seen him do either YouTube shorts or TikTok. I think he likes TikTok the most, I think. And he actually gets quite a bit of views for that. There's a lot of people interested in that, which I didn't think there was, but there's a lot of people that are into radio. Oh, there's another 3J to upgrade. Welcome, Jess. Yeah, I'm going to give you a promotion too. There we go. Tag you both. Am I on the... No, I'm on the wrong field. Where's field 16? I think I just did field 16. Actually, I think it's right here. Aha, here it is. Or maybe I finished it already. Let's just see here. Unless this is one of the You're very welcome. Here we are. This is where the field is. That's why I couldn't find it. One thing I do have a question for you guys, because I haven't asked a question, is I set up the compressions. So compression filters in OBS, and what that's supposed to do is when I start talking through the mic, my music and gameplay audio should reduce and my microphone volume goes up. And I'm just wondering if you guys if that's working the way it should be. Like, is it actually reducing my music volume and my mic volume goes up when I try to talk? Okay, so it is working. Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep that in there. I hope do you guys find it's great or helpful to have the audio for the music to be reduced when I start talking, and then when I stop talking the volume goes back up? I just learned about that, so I thought it would be handy. That way I don't have to manually adjust volume settings all the time. Perfect. Thank you. And that's just a compression filter. So you just have to select your source, the audio source, any audio source. And then what you do is you go in there, and when you right click it, you go to filters, and then you add a compression filter. There's some different ratios and stuff like that you can adjust. But at the very bottom, there's a very important drop down. You have to select your microphone so that it knows which microphone source to give priority to. and it's just as simple as that. The other sliders in that filter you just have to adjust to your preference. There's a few YouTube videos that demonstrate how to adjust the compression filter for best results. I didn't even know they had anything like that. I think it's cool. Yep. So you could set that up for yourself, for both of you guys, when you, well, I think Jess, you don't usually play music, but Juan, you probably would find it handy. Because I know you like to play music when you're streaming. Yeah, and Mike and Discord as well. Because you could probably put in, I haven't done it for Discord, but I think you just add an additional compression filter for another mic source, I think. It makes streaming so much easier and more enjoyable, because if I don't have to adjust my audio settings and stuff like that, it just makes me way happier. Because honestly, what you want to do when you're live streaming is you just want to do the things that you enjoy, which is playing the game, engaging with your community, and not really having to worry about technical issues popping up during your live stream. Audio ones are a big stick fickler for me, because I always seem to have audio issues, and they're the ones that I hate the most, I think. So anything that can make my voice, and I don't have a very aggressive voice, I have usually a very soft-spoken voice, so audio tends to compete with me a lot, I think. So anything that can allow me to comfortably talk normally at a comfortable level without my other audio sources blowing me out of the water makes me happy. Hello, the Sim Guy. Welcome aboard, sir. I hope you had a great dinner. Oh, that reminds me, I don't think my game audio is coming through. But I think that's inside the game. But for a source, it would be application audio, I think. Yeah. Application audio, and then you have to set it to Farming Simulator 22, I believe. I think my in-game audio is a bit low. But you can add the filter to it. Yeah, that's why it's 30%. Oh, create lumber. Oh, that's cool. Put that on. I could probably put this at 50% maybe. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's not coming through at all. I might have to look at the game audio a bit more. See if I can mute my music and see if it mute my music. Yeah, I have no game audio, I think, coming through. Maybe if I hit pause. Yeah, I think I don't have any game audio coming through. That's weird. Oh, I wonder if I put the filter on that. I probably did. Let me... Yeah, I probably put the filter... Let me remove the filter. Maybe it doesn't work on game filter compression. You do hear it now? Is that after I turned the music off? Okay, and is that with the music playing too? Like if I turn the music back on? Echo with the fireworks. Oh, I probably have the fireworks still going off. I can probably turn that off. There, turn that off. It's weird because I'm not able to hear the application audio at all through my desktop PC, which is weird. Like I'm not hearing any of the audio noise. I probably got maybe something set up a little funky in my settings. Well, I'll turn the music back on. I can always figure that out off stream. As long as the gameplay, tractor noise, and the music play. Okay, let's hit play. Oh, I see. I might have some stuff that I have to sort out on my audio channels a bit more. But I think it has to do with in-game. But as long as the tractor noises and the music volume's going through, that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty much set up similarly. And then of course I've got one added for Discord as well. But I don't have Discord in these specific Canada Day scenes because I don't need Discord for the Canada Day scene. But my standard streaming scenes, I have a Discord audio one as well added. So I have like probably a total of, got my application one for Farm Sim, my mic, my music, and then Discord. And then I've got some of this stuff programmed into my Stream Deck, which is handy. So there's a lot of Discord support for Stream Deck now. So I can set a button where I can jump into a voice channel right away. I can turn push to talk on and off. I can set a button for push to talk. So there's a lot, and I can even mute Discord entirely if I want to. So there's a lot of Discord plugin functionality in my Stream Deck. I thought the fireworks were off. Oh well. I'm gonna probably pull that mod out at the end of the stream, so it's temporary. So, okay, well, if it's glitching out, I thought I turned off the fireworks. Here, let me just save the game and I will. Oh, I think it'll, and I'll pull the fireworks out. Turn the volume down a little bit on the music. I think it froze my game. Oh, there we go. It's out. There we go. Let me reload the game, guys. Give me a sec here. Could somebody wake me up? I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. Yeah. I just see your face where I also have to remember to reload all my game saves to let the shader caches update, because NVIDIA released an update for my video card, I think 2 days ago. Yeah, I broke it. Let's yeah, audio is weird. Okay, let's go into careers. I'm pulling up that fireworks mod though, because I don't want it to kick in right away. There it is. There. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I got a question for you, Juan and Jess. I guess both of you. Did you notice that they changed the partnership requirements for YouTube? I don't know if it showed up for you guys or not, but I thought I would mention it. What are the requirements now? Well, they reduced it. I'm just going on my phone here. So there's like a tier level system that they put in now. So basically, you need 500 subscribers and 3 videos uploaded in the last 90 days. And you need 3,000 watch hours. Is the new requirement at the first tier level. And what you get is you get memberships. So you can create a fan club of members paying monthly for access to exclusive perks. You can do super chats. So they can do a one-time interaction thing. So that's pretty cool. And then shopping, which is to share products across your channel from your own personal store. So you would access that at tier 1. And then tier 2, which is what we're used to, where you need like, what is it? You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And with that one, you get watch page ads revenue and short feed ads revenue as a tier 2. So I just noticed that today. So I need less. I don't need as many subscribers now. I guess I need to get up to 500 now to unlock super chats. So I think that's going to be cool. I think they're doing that to compete with Kick. So we'll probably see more stuff come, down the road, because I have a feeling right now there's a lot of streaming services competing right now with each other. Yep, exactly. Glad to hear that it's working for you, CFL Saskatchewan. Happy farming. Right. So I didn't rebooting the game didn't fix the game audio on my end. Is the fireworks gone? Or any weirdness? So I can't tell. Because I don't have the tractor noises coming through my headset. Maybe the audio source in the game has to be changed. Maybe it's not pointing to my headset. I don't know if it does that or not. I'll have to figure that out later. Okay, well, as long as you guys are hearing the tractor noises and no fireworks and you're hearing music, then I'm happy with that. I can hear my music just fine. But for some reason I don't hear my tractor, so I'll have to sort that out later. But as long as you guys are hearing everything the way it should be, that's all that matters. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why the gameplay sound isn't working. And that's also on my desktop PC too. So it's not just like I can't even hear the tractor noises either. Unless is there a mute button in the settings that I'm not aware of? Controls, I think it's probably under here. See, I got all this set to 50%, so I should have audio coming through. But for some reason it's not. It's weird. I wonder if I stop the media player. Alright, I'll talk to you later, the sim guy. I've got about maybe 30 more minutes on my stream. I'm gonna go to 1 p.m. so. Is that okay? Now my question to you, Juan, is that an issue with the compression filters, or is it just something not having to do with the compression filters? You know what I should do? No. Maybe I'll just recreate the application audio. I'll just delete that out. So maybe it's not capturing it. It might be an issue with OBS maybe, because I had to update OBS yesterday. So maybe they did something wrong and foobarred some of the application capture functionality or something. There we go. Okay. And when did you start noticing that problem? Because my issue exactly sounds like the same as yours. But it was working fine before, and I think it might be because I updated OBS is when I started having these issues. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I might try that. So I think that's about roughly when the OBS update might have started been pumping out. So I have a feeling it has to do with OBS's recent update. It also kicked out my settings in OBS for like streaming resolution and bitrate. It kicked all of that out and set it to like 1080p. So it had actually reset some of my OBS settings files. So I had to restructure that. Maybe there's something else that's been kicked out in the audio. I might have to go through all my audio settings in OBS, like under File and Settings. I always find that after an update, there's either something I have to do, whether I have to recreate a scene or I have to adjust a setting. But I guess that's to be expected with like I think like an open source community program. Okay, then that's probably then it's got to be the update. Something funky going on with that update. I'm gonna check my audio settings in under file column or menu. I mean, because like I said, my resolution settings were off. So maybe the stuff that's programmed in there for audio is all off, for all I know. I agree. I agree with you 100%. There's a lot of people that use it too, so online. So it's like almost like a standard. It has a lot of flexibility in it that I like. I don't like applications that lock you into only a few functions. Exactly. That's one rule. That's probably good advice right there. Oh, I did not know you could download older versions of OBS. That's actually good to know. There's a lot of applications or even mods too that are like uploaded to a GitHub or something with different releases, but most of the time they just wipe out the older version and you can't use the older version, which is disappointing. But I'm glad OBS has that functionality. Because there's a lot, especially mods, I wish were more like that. Some of them anyways. I'll have to go onto the OBS website and just do a little researching to find the releases. Because what if you're doing an important broadcast, right? Like, I'm not a big wig broadcaster, obviously, but let's say maybe I'm, there's a lot of channels that have like up to 1 million subscribers, right? And they get like millions of views. And you're running a professional podcast or uh, live stream on YouTube, and you go ahead and you update OBS, and then everything is gone, and you can't do your live stream. So having the option to do an older version of OBS is a great idea. Because you can say, okay, don't worry, guys. Just give me about 20 minutes here or 10 minutes, and I'll reinstall the older version of OBS. Okay, this field is done. And then poof, you're like the savior from an, what do you call it, a streaming disaster. Let's accept this one. Okay, let's just upload that. Okay, where am I? We'll do 149 over here. All right, fair enough, Juan. Thanks for popping in. Always enjoy our conversations. I'm gonna look at that, I think, probably later on tonight, because I'm kind of intrigued. I honestly should explore the OBS website a lot more, as I know that there's a lot of plugins and forum posts and stuff. I should probably get in the habit of looking at that website, because when issues do come up, I'm pretty sure that there is a forum that people say, hey, this isn't working, what's going on? And they have quick fix advice too. You can get far better proficient at understanding OBS just by reading up on different things. And the functions that they have there. Oh, and Jess, 20% off on Steam Decks now. So my chatbot has been promoting that. I found out today, I guess. So I've been trying to mention that to people. I think it's cool to have a handheld PC. The thing is, I don't think a lot of people know about it. So I've been trying to update people on the Steam Deck. And I think so, yes. Very much so. And it's not just the hardware either, too. Like, I noticed that they listed certain games, too, with 20% off. And those games on that link, too, are for the Steam Deck or work really well on the Steam Deck. Um, and so a lot of the times people are hesitant with getting the device because they're like, well, is it going to play my game or what games are compatible? Because at the end of the day, it's a new concept, right? And it's a handheld device, and even myself, I was quite reserved. I was like, I don't know. I don't want a Nintendo Switch that's limited. I want to play all my games that I can play on the PC on a handheld device, and that's what it does. The other factor is that it's open. You know, you can install your music on there. It's got a desktop mode on there, and I think a lot of people don't know that. And I think that's the best selling point on it. I think. And you stream through OBS. I think it's OBS you use on there whenever you're playing, which I think is cool. I haven't done that yet. At some point, I probably might try that out. I might try a streaming session off of the Stream Deck. There's a lot of functions on there that I still have to try. I know. What do you like about it? Because you're you're like the only person that I've come across that actually streams on that device, and I think that's cool. Oh, I thought you were streaming on the Stream Deck. Okay. Oh. It's possible. It is possible. It just getting used to because if you go into the Stream Deck desktop, there's I think a Stream Deck store or some sort of store for their version of Linux, and there is an OBS plugin or OBS program on there. At least that's what I saw, and you can install and configure it. How it will play or how it will upload, I don't know. But there is plugin options that you can use a PC to push your OBS stream from the OBS on the Stream Deck or another PC to a gaming PC, so that the gaming PC handles specifically certain OBS stuff versus the streaming done on your Stream Deck, as I understand it. Or you can just simply stream from the Stream Deck. But I haven't tried it out. All that I know is that you can put it on there. And then obviously I probably wouldn't have if I'm just using, I think, OBS on the Stream Deck, I probably have a limited number of scenes and sources used. I probably wouldn't have music playing in the background. I'd have to probably set up an interesting microphone setup, so it'd probably be like a very simple source setup for OBS on there. If I do stream from the Steam Deck, because you're playing your game and you're streaming at the same time, I imagine there might be a bit of a bottleneck. it definitely would be. But if you want, yeah, that would be very true. It would be very, very weird. Now, if you want a full broadcast, like what I'm doing, like right now with all the fancy stuff, they have an OBS plugin that you can have two PCs on the same network working together. So you have one PC that's set up to handle all your source information, and then the other PC handles doing the gameplay. And that type of setup, how it works is that you've got the two PCs on the same network, plugged in, of course, not Wi-Fi. Well, I guess you could probably do Wi-Fi from one. And what happens is that the OBS on the gaming PC, so Stream Deck, would have a single source added to push your capture through the network to your gaming PC, which would handle all of the fancy stuff. So like the music playback, the fancy logos, and all of the alert system and all of that. So then what you've got is the heavy lifting of broadcasting this stream would be on one PC, and then one PC is just doing the game capture. Either that or you get a capture card, I guess. I suppose. I like that, definitely. The cloud services are awesome. I don't have to do anything. I just turn on the Stream Deck. It'll do a small automatic update with the cloud. I load up the game, and it changes all my keybinds over to the Steam Deck. I play, and then when I finish the game and save it, it uploads all of my saves and all of the changes to the cloud. And like you said, just jump onto the computer, and then it just opens up Steam on the computer. It updates from the cloud automatically upon load, and then poof, my game changes that I've made on the Steam Deck are available on the PC. No hassle, no frill, pretty much, which I think is cool. You told me more than once to show you my intention. I imagine that's for all the games. I don't know. I've only really played a lot of Farming Simulator. I've done a bit of Subnautica, I think, on there. Yeah, that would be a good idea. When I buy another like gaming PC, this one that I have right now, I might make into a streaming server. I usually hold on to a PC for, I think, roughly about maybe between 5 to 8 years, I guess. So I'm almost due for a new gaming PC at some point. I think I can get at least maybe about another 2 to 3 years out of the PC that I currently have. But I find I do perfectly fine. I don't have really that many issues. I'm using a not like the latest card. I know a lot of people are up to the 3,000 and 4,000 cards, and soon the 5,000 cards are coming out. I'm only running a 2060 Super, but it holds its own. And then I've got about 32 in memory. But I'm probably going to need more hard drive space at some point, so. Okay, I think this field's done. Capture cards are very handy, I think, for mobile devices too. So if you want to capture footage from like a phone or other mobile devices, so there's a lot of extra functionality from my understand with them. So you can kind of advance your streaming experience. No, I hear you there. My last PC before this one, I made it last for about, I think about 10 to 12 years as well. And then I had only upgraded the video card up to a 1660, I think. Which I probably wasn't the best investment, because I think about a year or two after I upgraded to that card, I just went ahead and got this PC, so. This PC I could probably upgrade. I could get a 3060 in. I don't think I really need any more memory. Hard drive space I probably might need at some point, but I've got an external hard drive. Most of the storage space that I need is just for my videos. So once my space gets eaten up, I'll have to start moving my renders over to my external drive. I don't install like all of my games. Like, I know that there are some people that I know that just install all the games, but I'm like, I don't play that many games, and I'm perfectly fine with uninstalling and reinstalling. Okay, I can't figure out where I am on the map. Oh yeah, there I am. Welcome back, Michael. Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. I'm driving in this guy's crop. Oh, you can do that. I do that. Give me a sec here.
Even though you're okay, I wish that I
Um,
love me for you to say
Give me a moment, Jess. I'll find
it's dark.
there's a switcher tool.
Take the blame for what we are. I'm not sure that we can keep getting robbed of emotion. Bide our time and proceed. Calculating the equation.
Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if it might not work on the Steam Deck though, but it works for the PC.
Even though you're alone, I wish that I could
Let's see if I can find it.
me to carry on my own to get me home to where I belong. No, I'm not sure that we can keep getting robbed of emotion. Bide our time and proceed to calculating the equation.
Let's see if I can find it.
Getting robbed of emotion. Lives fly by as we proceed to calculate solve the equation.
Where is it?
I'm not sure. Spending time far away was never what I meant to do for us. Even though you're okay, I wish that I could give you all of me for you to see. I'm not sure that we
Yeah, I think this would be it here. There.
proceed to calculating the equation.
Check that tool out. It's called and I'll probably get you a YouTube video. That's the actual GitHub. I'll get you a YouTube video link too, so you can kind of get an idea how it works. There, that's a YouTube video link. So you can watch the YouTube video just to get an idea how it works and etc. And then the first link I gave you is the GitHub, and that's where you would actually download it. I use it all the time, and they update it frequently. So it helps you organize your mods so you don't have to have one mod folder. And it's extremely user friendly when you get used to it. You can, like, say you're on a multiplayer server and you don't want to remember the password all the time. You can program the password into the mod folder and stuff like that. And then you can update mods from that server too. If there's like a mod URL, and you just hit a button and then hit OK, and it'll download the mods from the server real easy and quick. So and there's a button in it that will launch the game too. I don't know if this is going to work here. So lots of goodies in it to make mods a little easier. So almost every one of my game saves has a separate folder for the mods. Usually I base it on maps. So if I play different mod maps, I have one mod map per folder, and then the supporting mods that I want to play on that gameplay session. And then I set up sometimes some test server folders for testing out mod folders. Extremely helpful if you want to do like mod videos instead of having to affect your mods from your game save, and maybe you just want to get into doing mod reviews. Just have a test folder for the mods that you wish to test on, and then you use that tool to switch between the two. This is a little bit weird. Again, it's right here. This implement's just huge. Let's back up here. Oh boy. That was a close one. Yep, they did. And they update it routinely. Like they are constantly building on it. And the interesting thing is when you open up the tool, you don't have to go to the GitHub to get the latest version every time. It's self-sufficient, where when you open up the tool to play a game, I don't know if I can make it across the tracks here. Having some problems. Let's see. Let's do this. So you open up the tool, it'll automatically tell you, oh, you need to update. So you don't have to keep on returning to the GitHub to get the latest version. So that's very friendly. It's got drag and drop functionality as well, which I like. Alright, I made it through. Yay! Let's see if I can get this. I think I'll probably maybe make this my last field for the stream. It looks like a very short field to do. So, yeah, my afternoon after the stream, probably maybe I'm going to go out and do something. Check out some of the Canada Day festivities. And then I'm going to try to do my best to update myself on the FarmCon stuff. I don't think they're live streaming today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did decide to live stream. Last year they live streamed, but that was different because we were still sort of in the pandemic mode with lockdowns and stuff. But this time I think it's not so much of a live stream, more impersonal stuff. I imagine there will probably be some podcasts that they'll release. But I'm hoping to get some maybe early indicators of what's going on from some of the content creators that are on site at the place. But I'm not sure if they're allowed to live stream, because I know DJ Goham had said that, or kind of indicated that you have to get permission. But I have seen some short videos released, so I'll just have to do some scrubbing of the YouTube interwebs just to see if there's any content that's been, in depth produced on some of the panels. If not, I might just have to wait till after FarmCon is done, or till Giants does some podcasts. They might be recording it all and releasing it all next week. Maybe that's a possibility too. So, format I think is a little different than last year. But I'm really curious to know if the Straw Harvest DLC is coming out, because they are on site doing a presentation. I think it's Wopster or what is it? Creative Mesh. So I'm kind of interested to know what that is, because that is the that was during FS19. I want to know, do I have to pay for it? Because it is a third-party DLC. 2, are they adding more equipment to it or more functionality to it? Is it the Straw Harvest DLC, or is that something new and different? So a lot of questions I have, and I'm kind of interested on that. The other thing is the Platinum DLC map. What are they doing with the parsnips? What are they doing with the carrots? What does the new map look like? Functionalities, all of that stuff. I'm kind of curious to see. What are the new productions that they're adding in there? Is there carrot juice, etc.? Other equipment, etc.? And I think I made it to the end of the field here. I'm going to probably leave this guy here. I'll fold up the tractor. Soup and tin food. Okay. Tin food. The first thing when I hear that, I think of Spam, and I'm like, ugh. Maybe it's a soup factory like Campbell's or something, and you take all the ingredients and make vegetable soup, stews, and stuff like that. Oh, and potato chips. Yep, that'll be popular. I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it, I think. It'll be interesting. I'm going to guess it's going to be like Campbell's Soup. A soup company, and you make different soups, maybe. Maybe it's not just one soup. Maybe different recipes of soup. And then potato chips, different types of potato chips. That would be kind of cool. Okay, let's tab over to the farm here and check how everything's going on here. To bump that, there's plenty of straw in there. Let's check the horse. We are at 22 months. And I don't know if you need more than one horse in there to get them to breed. Not sure on that. older than 22 months can reproduce. So maybe I need one more month. Maybe it needs to be 23 months before they start breeding. Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed the Platinum DLC. I have enjoyed that. Um, because I have been able to utilize it recently quite a bit. Yeah, I think I got some straw harvest stuff or straw stuff to get rid of here. I do like the Govio DLC. And then I'm not too sure about the hay DLC that recently came out. I used all of the equipment a bit. I need 2 horses? Okay. And I'm gonna have to buy another horse. So that's next that I'm gonna do right after I thought I only needed 1. Well, I guess that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm gonna buy a horse and another horse. I'm just gonna unload all of this stuff first. I did really bad on my landscaping when I put that factory in. I'll put that in there. I should have bought 2 horses at the beginning. I don't know why I didn't. That's the next task that I'm going to do right after I get these unloaded. How many horses can you? I think up to 14 is the max. I don't want to put, the reason why I didn't put in more than 1 horse is because I didn't know, I'm using Maize Plus, and that kind of messes up the food consumption per horse. So I thought what I would do is just experiment as I'll have the least amount of horses. And then just slowly, naturally grow my herd from breeding. Oh, great. No, that's quite all right. I know about the birds and the bees, but I didn't take that into consideration when I was thinking about the whole situation. Oh my god. Yeah. My focus at the time was trying to control and figure out how much food would be consumed and stuff. And I wasn't really thinking on the biological aspect of the whole situation. So, okay, I gotta put another horse in then. And then we'll see if I can start breeding, because what I want to do is see how much the food consumption goes up per horse, essentially. I'm gonna try to put in a fully matured horse, because I think I can do that. I think. So I'll have to look at the purchase menu. So that's next after I get these straw things unloaded. The hats and the baskets. we go. And then, but once I get to 14, I'm going like 14 horses, and I'll take one of the horses that's at, I think the max age is like 60 years, I think. Or 60 months. I'm not sure. 60 months. And that's the max price that you can get. And then I would sell a horse once it hits 60. So I'd have to get an animal trailer. Yeah, I think there's one mod on the mod hub that does it. That has more of a natural way of breeding. And then my PV county map, or PV Canyon Crossing, that has all sorts of different animal types on there, like deer, rabbits, dogs, cats, and you can breed all of these different animals on that map. And there's different ages, like there's foals and stuff. And there's male and female, bulls and cows, rams and sheep. So I figure if that map has it, there must be a mod that does all of that too. Man, I'm really in the straw business here. I think I might have to upgrade my forklift somehow. Put this over here. Yep, I use that mod, the help training horse helper mod. So that will, I've got that installed, so that cleans them and rides them for me. So I don't have to look after them as much as what the base game would have you do. And it works great, because I don't really want to be riding the horses, all of them, all the time. So I let the mod do that. I also have a manure pit attached to it. I don't know if you know this, but you can collect manure from horses. That's base game now. You just have to put a manure silo extension close to the barn and you can start collecting manure, and then you put straw in. They don't do slurry though. You get no slurry. I tried testing that. That doesn't work. Oh, I use it on FS22. I did use it on 19. Very handy mod. Mind you, on 19, I did try the riding and all of that, and it was fun. A different experience, but after a while, it's like, okay, well, been there, done that, and then you don't really want to do it all the time. Okay, I think this is the last straw thing. I can park my forklift. I'm probably going to park the forklift over here because I think I'm going to probably have to dump some straw in there pretty quick, or pretty soon. So I'll just park this guy up here. there. Let's go back over to the horse corral here. I bet you have to cut my grass pretty soon. I'll probably do that on the next episode. Let's see here. I have to buy another horse. Oh, so I probably do have the mod in place, because I can buy foals and different aged. I don't know how I tell if my horse is male or female. Age. I don't know if that's a male or female. Oh my god. That's so bad. Okay, I'll buy 2 more horses. Because it's not really telling me unless I go into this menu. Tells me the age, but it doesn't tell me what the sex of it is. So I'm just going to just buy another male and female. So we'll buy a black male. I used to watch the Black Stallion, so that's why I'm going with this type of horse. So we'll buy. So I can hold up to about 14. And then I'll have to buy a female. So that's Lincoln. That's a mare. Okay, let's see, Simba. Yeah, they don't tell me what the sex is on these horses, which is weird. Let's buy a female. So I got Simba, Lincoln, and Vanilla. And I guess the males are more expensive. Than the females. Prices are a bit weird though. Yeah, 12 months. There we go. So alright, well, we'll let them grow. That means I'll probably get more manure. Let's see here. Straw. Food's fine. So this is the manure pit. Yes, I am safe. So this is the manure pit. So as long as you put it close, you'll start getting manure, and you just put straw into your horse barn. Slurry doesn't work, so apparently there is some scripting to support slurry, but like some comments to suggest that it would work in the future, but they've never really implemented it, so you'd have to basically modify the barn somehow. But base game you can use manure pit. Okay, I think that's all fine. That's all fine. I think that's everything I need. So I think that's about it, guys. So thank you everybody for joining me on the stream today. I had a lot of fun celebrating Canada Day. Had some very enlightening conversations with you guys. It's always great to have good conversations on the stream. I'll be streaming tomorrow at my regular time, which is around 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll probably be on PV Canyon Crossing to do more logging and beet harvest field work and ferry work and all that stuff. I'll try to get my keybinds done for my equipment, so be sure to do that. Jess or Juan, are you guys streaming again later today or tomorrow? Jess and Juan are on the 3J's channel, so check them out. They usually stream in the morning, so you can check that out. They do Farming Simulator and a number of other games. There's James as well, so there's Jess, Juan, and James. So they'll have all sorts of different streams going on throughout the week, so you can check that out. Not today, tomorrow morning, yes. Okay, so yeah, check out their stream tomorrow morning. They usually stream in the morning. I usually watch their stream, and then I have lunch, and then I start my stream. So, and check that out. And then the Sim Guy, do you have anything cooking? He also streams as well. Have to check out his channel. We collaborate a bit on Hannah, Indiana, not Hannah, Montana. So, my bad. And I think he also has a few other maps that he does as well. But I don't know if he's streaming tomorrow morning or in the evening tomorrow. You're welcome. All right. So, thanks everybody. Gotcha. Well, guys, check out his channel, subscribe. So, great content creators, the Sim Guy and the 3Js. So, thank you, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Happy Canada Day.